On the night of January 20th to 21st, the US president was unexpectedly forced to switch planes after sudden malfunction disrupted his original aircraft. The unplanned change came as security teams and technical staff worked swiftly to ensure the president's safety and maintain flight continuity. Donald Trump returned to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland to board a replacement aircraft before continuing his international journey. The decision was made within minutes, with Secret Service agents and Air Force personnel facilitating the rapid transition. Mid-flight, the Air Force One crew detected what officials later described as a minor electrical issue. Though the problem posed no immediate threat, standard safety protocols required the president to return to base for a thorough inspection. Trump was originally en route to Switzerland to attend the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos. The high-profile gathering brings together global leaders to discuss pressing economic, political, and technological challenges facing the world. According to U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, speaking on January 21st, Trump is expected to arrive approximately 3 hours late at the World Economic Forum due to the minor electrical issue on Air Force One. Earlier that same day, Trump had issued a stern warning to Iran, urging its leadership not to pursue any assassination or murder plots. His remarks came during a press briefing in Washington, where he underscored the need for restraint and caution in the region. Trump said, and I quote, "The whole country is going to get blown up. I have very firm instructions. Anything happens, they're going to wipe them off the face of this earth." Unquote. The president's comments followed Tehran's warning to the United States against targeting Iran's supreme leader. The exchange marked a sharp escalation in rhetoric between the two countries amid already heightened tensions. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian had publicly declared that any attack on Ayatollah Ali Khamenei would trigger an all-out war. His statement sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles, raising fears of a broader regional conflict. Pezeshkian's remarks were made in direct response to Trump's earlier assertion that it was time to seek new leadership in Iran. Observers say the comments reflect the widening gulf between Washington and Tehran's leadership. A senior Iranian military official also joined the chorus of warnings directed at the United States. The statement, broadcast on state TV, reaffirmed Iran's readiness to respond to any perceived threat against its top leadership. General Abolfazl Sherkati, a high-ranking Iranian commander, cautioned that any hostile action would provoke a devastating military retaliation. He called such an act a violation of national sovereignty and promised swift consequences. The Iranian general said, quote, "We do not attach significant importance to Trump's clamor. Trump knows that if a hand of aggression is extended toward our leader, we will not only sever that hand. And this is not a mere slogan, but we will set their world on fire and leave them no safe haven in the region. The enemies are aware of this, yet they continue their cognitive warfare. They know that if even a corner of our territory is violated, we will neutralize the threat before it can expand." Meanwhile, reports suggest that Trump continues to urge his aides to craft a decisive military operation targeting Iran. Insiders say the president believes a firm show of strength could deter Iranian aggression and restore U.S. dominance in the region. According to the Wall Street Journal, as cited by the Times of Israel, Trump's latest military directives reflect growing impatience within the White House. Officials familiar with the discussions described the mood as tense but determined. This development follows closely after the president reportedly called off planned airstrikes against Iranian targets just days earlier. The decision was said to reflect a tactical reassessment of shifting
We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers, because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, "You're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are."
All right. Hope you Patriots out there kicking ass and taking names. Welcome to the party, folks. The PatriotPartyNews.com. I am your host, Chaz Carter, better known as Underground Patriot, coming to you live from the Wolf Den, folks. Always and forever. Hey, have you heard? All kinds of craziness once again happening. Buckle up, Buttercup. This is about to be good. This is, again, going to be one of those sleeper shows. You might want to share us out. A lot of folks out there because they don't want people seeing us because we are the #1 band. That's right. We are banned, folks. Our network is the #1 banned and censored network in the world. They don't want you to see the light of day of what we're doing and how we're able to help so many people here in the movement get rid of the propaganda. See, a lot of folks will keep on regurgitating a lot of different things that the masses are talking about, which we all know is propaganda bullshit. It's refreshing to be in an environment that is shielding all of that, and we can really focus on what matters. So understand that, nope, our YouTube is still up, by the way. Someone said, does your YouTube go down? It's showing up. It's broadcasting. They just have jacked up the chat, and they don't want you to communicate with us. Another way of censorship. But, folks, I'm excited with what's going on here. I'm going to kind of move it right along. We got so much to cover. And this is where the cool cats go to get their daily intel, news, and bread every freaking day. I say this Monday through Friday. I mean it. It is true. And folks, we've got people that are coming in left and right. And it is absolutely getting wild and crazy with our servers and our server storage. So we need all the help you would be willing to give us. We are a very good steward of your resources. We have proved that over 5 years now with what we've been able to do with nothing because we don't have any freaking cabal money. All we got is a bunch of patriots that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Period. Oops, this is not one of those networks that make you feel good. This is one of the networks to say that what is really going on. And I'm thankful for that, to be surrounded by folks that feel the same way that we do. Folks, another way you can support us and help us, be a part of a truth-telling machine. It's called join.patriotshoot.com. Join.patriotshoot.com. I'm going to tell you straight up front, 30 cents a day keeps the propaganda away. Okay? Bottom line, if you got 30 cents a day, we have a way to be able to shield you from the absolute propaganda that you are surrounded with of all time. They don't want you to know about that. Go to join.patriotshoot.com, join.patriotshoot.com. You'll be glad you did, and you'll understand why. Here's my disclaimer to you. If you cannot handle the truth, you probably don't need to go to join.patriotshoot.com because you may not really want to know what's really going on, and you want to stay in the simulation, the matrix. You want to continue to be conditioned and MK Ultra in your news feeds. I know I don't. I'm going to protect my family, my friends, people I love dearly. That's why we did this, to see what's really going on and start building a huge following to be able to protect our way of life. And here it is. Go to join.patriotshoot.com. Cool. I'm going to kind of speed things along. We got a lot to cover. I see Dallas is in the studio. We're going to bring this gentleman in here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, how are you?
Man, it's just crazy. Crazy. I'm getting messages. I got a message from Jennifer a little while ago. She's out. We're trying to, you never can get as prepared as you can possibly get. Okay. With everything that's going on with this storm that's about to hit, you're going to get hit too. I mean, you're in the crosshairs as well. We're in that red area of that map.
Yeah, I'm in the ice. Yeah, we're they're calling for 3 to 4 inches of ice.
Yep. So here in our area, they're saying 17 inches of snow. Now, 17. That's keep that number. I like it. But already in our immediate area, this is a good test. All the creamer, all the eggs wiped out, gone. Gone. That's crazy. When you have to go to start going to 2 to 3 to 4 different places, man, I thought I would be a little bit ahead of the game here, because here I know in Tennessee, they usually wait till the last minute. I thought I was doing something halfway decent. By God, I'm not. I'm slipping because everybody is tripping out. And not just about the cold weather, but what comes with it, like power outages. Okay. You talk about, I remember, and I was talking about this yesterday, how I think it was 1994, I know in Tennessee, we saw, man, the trees were just coming buckling because of the weight of the ice and everything. And I mean, it can be something serious real quick if there's no proper precautions put in place.
Well, and that's the danger. 2021, it was cold. It was, man, the power was out at our house for almost 4 straight days.
Yeah.
It was just shy of 4 days. But that was primarily due to just the extreme cold, right? Because it was mostly snow. I mean, there was a little bit of, there's ice when it froze, but like we didn't have an accumulation of ice. We had snow that then froze, right? But the power outages were really more of just a, now that I understand, it wasn't stressing the grid. They were just conserving energy and then charging everybody triple, right? But this is going to be, 17 inches of snow. Like that's over a foot. Like, do you know how much a foot of snow weighs? Like that is heavy. So you're going to experience trees coming down that will then knock power lines down. What I'm going to experience and what my region is going to get is 3 to 4 inches of ice accumulating on power lines, which are going to rip them down, which are going to turn off the power, not for a day, not for, for a week or two. And it's going to be just as cold. I don't think it's going to be as cold for as long, but it's going to be cold for 2, 3, 4 days. But if it pulls the power lines down, that could take up to a month, right? Depending on where you are. And, where I am, it won't be that long because I'm pretty metro, but it's, I don't know, man. It's, they've been chemtrailing the piss out of us. So
firewood.
Oh yeah, no, I got firewood.
People are getting it left and right. That's what I'm saying. For the first time, I'm hearing people like, man, you got any? People are calling people. Hey, you got some firewood over there? You got some wood on your property? I'm serious. There, because of how I just know if this is what they're claiming, this is going to be. Think about this too. It's strategic, man. DARPA, I saw that in the chat earlier. Somebody was mentioning that. But they're also talking about the timing of all of this. Have you heard this guy here talk about the timing of this was shared by Hustle Bitch here. They're quietly admitting it now. Once in a lifetime storm is about to hit half the U.S. and it could turn catastrophic. Now, I'm just going to say something for shits and giggles here. You ever seen that movie Maximum Overdrive? I know you have. The best soundtrack ever made. Just saying. However, it talks about the comet goes by the earth and all of a sudden the machines come alive. Man, I know they're talking about the Project Bluebeam. I wonder if they're going to say, well, 31 Atlas came by, put something in the earth or something in the atmosphere, and it's created this once in a lifetime type of situation.
Well, yesterday, last night, Chaz, we had the largest solar flare storm in
Yes.
recorded history.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice jack squat. I mean,
Well, I did. I'll tell you what I noticed. I noticed people's attitudes, and people were erratic. Animals. I'm gonna tell you, our animals were kind of. Lexi and Oso were like out of control. And first thing, I looked over at Jennifer. Next thing I know, the first thing she says is signals. It's signals, isn't it? I was like, yep. So I go and put on my black hat and say, okay, they're spraying us with something, thinking that's going to like really work, but actually it kind of does in a crazy way. And I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. And this, I know it sounds, I can't believe I'm saying this to the public, to be honest with you, Dallas, right now, but I know it sounds crazy. But man, there's signals they are spraying on us, man. I swear to you, is there days where you feel like you can't even get out of the bed, maybe because you're stiffed up or you're hurting for whatever reason? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You put your body on the line with what you do professionally. Yeah. Okay. So, and so many others, anybody in that is athletic and does things. But anyway, enough of that being said, let me play this real quick and see what's really going on.
I've been waiting to talk about the storm that's coming this weekend because I didn't want to freak people out. And a lot of these forecasts never pan out, but this one is panning out, it looks like. Yeah, everyone's in agreement now that the crazy forecast is actually happening. This is going to be one of those storms you probably remember for much of your life. Basically, more than the eastern half of the United States is going to be below freezing, most of that below zero. They're calling for, foot and a half of snow all through here, all the way to the mid-Atlantic, and 3 inches of ice in this pink band right here. 3 inches of ice is unbelievably catastrophic. That is worse than what Texas experienced in 2021. There's going to be loss of life. Anywhere there's 3 inches of ice, there's no power. There's not going to be a power line that's not on the ground when there's 3 inches of ice. And emergency services aren't going to be able to reach you because there's 3 inches of ice on the road. That's what's going to happen if this forecast is correct. The grid's going to fail. Refineries are going to shut down. Water systems are going to shut down. Could knock out a couple of LNG terminals if it goes far enough south on the Gulf Coast. This is going to be a disaster if this forecast is even close to accurate. I mean, a major disaster. Huge natural disaster across pretty much all the southern states. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you live in the pink area, you should plan to be without power for at least a week, maybe a month. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you need to prepare for it because it wouldn't be the first time it happened, okay? This is that. People went without power for a month in Texas in 2021. This is a repeat of that. You folks in the upper Midwest, where it's going to be like 30 below, take the largest electric bill you've ever had in your life and add, 25% to that or more. Yeah. But more importantly, just be prepared.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, I mean, and what sucks, Chaz, is that this isn't natural, right? I mean, what we talked about a little bit yesterday, but what's going on in Canada right now, like there are parts of Canada, Chaz, that have had 40, 50 inches of snow in the last week. I mean, there's snow piled up 30 or 40 feet high, like it's absurd what's happening in Canada. And this, just like in 2021, like that's not natural what happened to Texas, specifically because it was only Texas, right? I mean, it was literally the state. But I have friends down on the Gulf Coast, and they sent me pictures of the salt water freezing in the shape of a wave. Do you have any idea how cold it has to be to make salt water freeze in motion? like that's like Elsa
That's
from Frozen.
Nuts, right?
Yeah.
100%.
And
the wind, man, the ocean. Could you imagine how cold it is with that ocean wind?
And this is going to be worse because it's going to have way more precipitation. I mean, we had snow. We went sledding like 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row when that happened in 2021. Right. But this is going to be very, very wet and very, very heavy. And, this is man-made. They've been chemtrailing the piss out of us. This morning, Chaz, I could smell it Like we walked outside to take my daughter to
Dude,
school.
it's
And my
gotten
daughter,
worse, man. It has gotten worse. They're lying to us and they're doing more.
Yep.
That's it. That's what's happening right now. It's just like we're seeing what Trump talks about here with News Nation, where he talks and goes into detail. Listen to this about the weapons we possess. Check this out.
The sonic weapon that took out many of the Cuban bodyguards that were used to defend Maduro. Lots of people saw the details about that weapon and were concerned. Is that something that Americans should be afraid of, something the United States is combating?
Yeah, something I don't want to, nobody else has it. We have weapons that nobody knows about. And I say it's probably good not to talk about it, but we have some amazing weapons. That was an amazing attack. Don't forget, that house was in the middle of a fort, an army base.
The sonic weapon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true. That's what they used to get Maduro, supposedly, I guess, or that's what they're claiming anyway.
well, but the question is, one, how long have we had those weapons, which we've had them for a long time, but two, when else have they used them? Right. I mean, we talk about their microwave weapons and stuff. I saw this just a minute ago.
I haven't even seen it yet. You know me, I like getting true reactions and stuff. That's good to see here. All right. I don't know what's on here, but I'm assuming it's decent and appropriate to some degree without a disclaimer. So here we go.
Simpsons are said to have predicted it. In the year 2026, a deadly snowstorm will strike the United States. 7 days of ice, 7 nights of silence, from January 19th to January 25th. It begins with dark clouds stretching across the sky like a warning no one can ignore. Then comes the snow. Not ordinary snow, but giant flakes, heavy and sharp, falling faster and faster until entire cities vanish beneath white. Phones stop working, batteries die in the freezing air, and people who step outside feel the cold burn their skin like fire. Even the news anchors, the ones who are supposed to stay calm, stare into the camera with wide eyes and shaking voices. Water pipes burst, internet lines snap, and skyscrapers freeze over, transforming into icy towers that pierce the sky. The world feels abandoned, silent, frozen. And they say only those who are warned can prepare. Only those who speak their names will be spared. The Simpsons predicted it. The storm is coming. January 19th to January 25th, 2026. Will you survive the week of ice? Or will you be one of the frozen shadows left behind when the snow finally stops falling? Because when the sky turns white and the air turns to glass, it's already too late to run.
Watch the water.
Yeah, I think that's another one of those AI generated ones, but they've taken actual clips. But, I mean, I don't know that for a fact. It kind of seemed that way because the voiceover, but this is man-made. This is being done on purpose. And, I read a comment, but hey, but the good guys are in control.
Right. Well, this is interesting here. Breaking news coming in. Senator Grassley, Republican of Iowa, will not support the SAVE Act. I haven't been keeping up with this much, but here it is, more or less. Saying I do not believe that Iowa and other states need politicians in Washington, D.C. dictating and controlling how states run their elections. There you go. Trust Grassley, right? That's what Q said. You always said trust Grassley.
Yeah, but again, what's being said and what's being done are two different things, right? I mean,
well, he voted. Well, here's the deal. In this situation, look what Grassley did. He voted against for that not happening. That's a good thing. I'll take that all day long. In this situation, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, in this particular situation, I agree with you with everything else, but when I see this, I'm like, that's cool. Because that's going to eliminate a lot of mumbo jumbo. But can I be real with you? This is probably a Patriot soap opera. Okay? Even though it's good, it's going to make you feel good. But guess what's going to happen? It ain't going to matter. What you said earlier, Dallas.
No. I was going to, oh, there we go. You go. Yeah. What's happening?
And then you got O'Keefe here. Infiltrates the Davos world. Oh, this is going to be great. Have you seen any of these videos, man, by chance?
I haven't seen any of James's stuff. I've seen other videos from Davos, but
so this is going to be another interesting run too. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government of Pakistan. Pakistan accepts invitation for joining the Board of Peace, the BOP, view with achieving the lasting peace in Gaza. They had to throw the lasting peace in Gaza at the very bottom of this, but they're planning on joining up. Is this the one world government? Is this what we're starting to see? It looks like this might be actually what is forming. We'll find out very quickly. You cool, bro?
yeah, I was just reading what the SAVE Act is. I'm trying
Oh, okay.
it doesn't make like the SAVE Act would bar Americans from registering to vote with their driver's licenses. The SAVE Act's burdens are extreme. Most Americans would no longer be able to register to vote using their driver's license or other state provided identification alone. So I'm just like, is it saying, is the SAVE Act allowing everybody to vote, or is it restricting voting? Like, I'm trying to.
So, in other words, the SAVE Act is to go through and be able to pretty much cheat, is what the SAVE Act is.
So it's allowing anybody to vote.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And
What
he
we're
voted
actually
against.
is voting against that.
Okay.
We need to be showing our ID. It needs to be legitimate, especially why? Because we're going to eventually, everybody's all about paper ballots. We know it's going to end up eventually going to that. It's just taking a lot longer than what we anticipated. But what's going to happen in a paper ballot situation? You know as well as like, you have ID. You got to show your ID. You got to be able to.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. Like, this is the part that just blows my mind, Chaz. Who thinks that it's okay for somebody that doesn't belong to the country to vote? Like,
agreed.
If I own stock in AT&T, I don't want Joe Schmo who doesn't own stock in AT&T casting a ballot for stockholder privileges, right? I mean, like nowhere else in the world does anybody get to vote that's not a part of that country or that company or that institution. But for some crazy reason, the lunatic left Democrats want everybody to have a voice. You know, everybody gets to vote, even though you're not here, you're not from the United States. You don't care about the United States. You're not even willing to like conceptually conceive adjusting your lifestyle and your beliefs to the American way. But yeah, you get a voice, right? Like it's so stupid, Chaz. It doesn't. How can anybody think that that's good, right?
That's how messed up it is. Of course, right? 100%.
It's just
if we're dealing with regular people, of course.
It would be like you and your family taking a vote, and Joe Schmo walking down the street, walking in, and be like, "Oh, I want to cast a vote." Like, no, there's not one family. I don't give a rip if you're left, right, middle, pink, yellow, purple. If you guys are making a life-altering choice as a family, and you're doing it, you know, democratically, everybody gets a vote. There's not one sane person on the planet that would let a stranger walk in, having no ties, no emotional or physical or financial ties to the family, and give them an equal vote. There's not one. And if somebody says, "Oh, I would let it," like, you're full of absolute garbage. And so why are we like? Why is that? We can't, as Americans, we can't go vote in any other country. You can't travel over to Europe when they're voting and be like, "Hey, I want to vote." Like,
right?
I don't. Why is this even a discussion, Chaz? Like, why do we have to? One, why is there a bill to do the opposite? First and foremost, but why is this even a debate? This should be a 100% no to letting outsiders freely vote in controlling the future and the destiny of this country. It's the craziest thing.
Well, I Nurse to Recover is our boots on the ground there in the UK. If we're not careful, we're going to end up seeing things like this starting to occur here in the United States. I don't know if it even be called. I don't even know if we should even call it the United States anymore. But talking about how, yes, boys, you can have sex slaves, outrage, British Muslim cleric in a mosque where, was it Cardiff jihadists were radicalized, tells teenagers that captives are permissible under Islam for in vile sermon. So crazy.
So, well, I mean, what that's saying, that's what they do, right? If they take a hostage and she's female, they can do whatever they want to her. They can rape her, sodomize her, beat her up, kick her, break her. And according to their version of Islam, it's totally legal and legit because they're animals. It's the same way in the Talmud when it comes to, the Zionist Jews. The Talmud call anybody that's not Jewish like literally the scum of the earth. They're lower than animals, which means they get to do whatever they want. How ironic is it? Those two polar opposite religions actually are saying the exact same thing when it comes to anybody that doesn't believe the way they believe, right? Which tells me, their origins are the same place and they're actually working together. But that's just me.
Well, everybody knows what happened with Air Force One, by the way. Just everybody knows that it went across the Atlantic and it came back. True story. That happened. Got Air Force Two now. All of a sudden, isn't that amazing? Air Force Two goes to a lot of these places. Even fake Biden flew on. Remember we were talking about how it looked like it was AI driven there. I'm going to tell you right now, I would not be surprised if all of that is not true AI bullshit. All of it. Now, and then the people that are claiming they are there doing it are in on this. They're in on it. Every last damn one of them. And I'm starting to believe
it's like all of the media during the Biden administration when they weren't even in the White House. Like they weren't, you know what I mean? Like they weren't in the briefing room. They were in that room that was totally off to the side, or they were at the studios. Like they were all complicit in this. How has nobody blown the whistle on that? That's just crazy to me because it is widely known that they were on film studios and film sets. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, something's got to give big time. But they can't keep on doing this and we seeing this. And well, I will say this. I think about only 5% of the world, not even that, probably I'd say under 1% of the world truly knows in what direction this is going in like us. I'm truly starting to believe this. And I thought, man, people have got to recognize and see this, but they're not. They're not. And we sit here, all of us in this, and where we're at over here, in total disbelief that everything we've been saying is actually happening. and I mean, we're sitting here like, damn, that just happened. And then next thing, what are you doing? You're either texting your conspiracy theorist friend, okay? Hey, have you seen about this? Oh, hell yeah, it's on and popping, and then you're sitting there kind of like, and then you talk to someone that don't have a clue. Mm-hmm. And they're like,
or they get mad at you when you're right. Yes. Like that's what happens to me more than anything else is that people that I've tried to slowly warm up and like, hey, I'm just saying, maybe keep an eye on this, right? Or, hey, I would do a little bit more research into this or that. Then when it actually happens and it is proven to be correct, then somehow I'm the bad guy. like they're literally mad at me because I told them the truth. Like that's what I'm getting more than anything else, and it's bizarre. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it is freaking nutty. So here is the list. They're saying, let's see, 10 plus countries sign on to Trump's new board of peace. While the UN gridlocks, nations are lining up behind Trump's Gaza reconstruction plan, with the board potentially expanding into a new global security body. Is this the one world order? Is this what we've always been to say to look for? No offense, but this is kind of crazy. And people are now, Chaz, I said it first before Dallas, but I have my opinion. Okay, it's not black pilling. It's asking questions. Open up minds. You need to question everything.
Well, and you have to ask this question. Why are people being given a seat on the board of peace if they pay? And the more you pay, did you know that you can get a lifetime seat if you give Trump $1 billion?
Really?
Did you also know that this money that they're paying to be a part of the Board of Peace is going to rebuild Gaza, but not for the Palestinian people? They're going to rebuild Gaza and turn it into like a luxury 15-minute city. Like this right here, in my opinion, is probably one of the most evil things that I have come across, because what it's being presented as, in my opinion, is the exact opposite of what it's going to be. And Chaz, I hadn't even thought of what you just said, but as you said it, holy guacamole, it makes all the sense, right?
Holy shit,
Come under the guise of peace and prosperity and lifting up the world, but in reality, it's just another enslavement mechanism that catches everybody off guard. I have zero trust into this, because it's a pay for play, and like it's the worst example of quid pro quo. Period.
$1 billion for permanent membership. Jeez.
A lifetime seat on the board if you pay $1 billion.
Okay. So this is confirmed. They're saying here, yeah. This is the ones. Hungary's joining, but not paying. France declined for now. They're saying, did Russia confirm? Is this? I didn't hear about that. That would be all over the place. Is that true? Am I missing that?
I believe so. China's the only one that I heard didn't, but
yeah, right. Okay, yeah, here it is. Invited, expected to join, still reviewing. Russia, India, and Pakistan. Well, Pakistan just folded in.
Yeah.
France, we already knew they wouldn't probably do anything. Jordan, Egypt, Cyprus, Albania, they're still kind of reviewing. These two, believe it or not, are very huge from a tech standpoint. Super big. Super, especially India with Dubai.
Oh.
I mean, it's insane.
Yep.
I don't know, man. My spidey senses are up, D.
I definitely don't think it's what we're being told it is. And they're not rebuilding Gaza for the Palestinian people. I can promise you that.
Well, and then in the chat too, playing devil's advocate, I hear everybody, and I like to talk about both sides. Well, it's probably to fund the Board of Peace. I'm sure, of course, yeah, it's going to fund it at $1 billion shot.
Well, but the problem is, Chaz, is that individuals can be on this board. They just got to pay. Like this isn't a country like, hey, we're going to come together as a world and like you have billionaire tech moguls and oligarchs, just like in Greenland, right? Like, do you know who has boots on the ground, machines on the ground, already mining rare earth minerals in Greenland? Bill Gates, Peter Thiel, Jeff Bezos, the same people that have been sitting right next to Trump in the White House at those fancy dinners for the last 6 months. Those people that we thought and we know to be bad and the enemy of the people are the ones that Trump has partnered up with now, and he's given them free reign into Greenland. We're going to invade Greenland and take it over, and we're not asking them if they want it. We're just going to do it. Same thing in Venezuela. Like, we have become the opposite of what Trump said he was going to be, in my personal opinion.
It's deep.
And that it doesn't make sense, Chaz. It doesn't track with what we were told, what we thought we knew. But man, I just can't. I cannot see it any other way right now.
Well, Norway will not participate in Trump's Board of Peace either. PM office is reporting. So let's get on back to it. I like what conversation we're on right now, talking about this and breaking this down. And I know we're all entitled, to our own opinions and things like that. But is this, you see this going on, you see the markets happening right now. All this is happening with Trump and everything. Everyone's on pins and needles is today the one that they've been claiming about the fake assassination. Okay, everybody's on pins and needles, because he's over there supposedly. I'm telling you, I think it's all fake. I don't think it's real. I really do not think it's real, dude. I think it's real from what it looks like. Anybody can do anything with AI. For the simple fact of, we talked about this before. I was like, man, and I was trying to figure out in my head, okay, what about Trump? How are they going to fake Trump? How are they going to do this? Are they going to really put him up there in AI or not? And I truly believe they have. I think what they did was it showed everybody that he was leaving. They turn around, they come back. They put in whoever else impersonating the real Trump on that plane. And what you're going to see in there is either A, it's not going to be real. It's crazy to think maybe, just maybe, this might be the fake Trump assassination. Because what happens then? All of a sudden something bad happens. It's all over the news. People are going to trip out. I'm going to tell you, Trump will be alive.
You played in the beginning. I mean, Trump has already made announcements and threats. If he gets assassinated, we're going to destroy Iran. Exactly. So do you not think that the Mossad and the IDF and the leaders of the Zionist Jewish nation of Israel are not foaming at the mouth? Like, hopefully it's a big old trap, Chaz.
Right.
As I said all that out loud, I was like, oh, that's a good trap. And because, again, Q confuses me, right? Because I want to believe in Q, but I don't understand Q because that's not, like I did something earlier, like Anakin 34, you're right. Israel has bought a huge chunk of northern Somalia, and it's called Somaliland. Yep. And that's where they're going to move all the Palestinians to Somaliland, which is a chunk of land in North Somalia that Israel has purchased over the last 2 decades. So you're spot on there. But I have a hard time reading like screen names, right? I mean, so ours on here on Twitch and X are pretty straightforward, right? Like Outdoor Nut. I got that one, right? I don't know. I mean, I do know who that is, but Bama for me, right? Like I have to really focus on that. I can't look at that and go, oh, she's from Alabama, right? Like, it's not how my brain works. So when it comes to Q is hard for me because my brain doesn't process information that way, right? Like I can't read a bunch of weird words and letters and be like, oh, it says that on the 17th, something bad is going to happen, right? But I want to believe in it because so much of it has come true-ish, right? And maybe it's just self-fulfilling prophecy. You say something, you're like, oh, well, that's pretty close. I mean, it's not exact, but it's pretty close. Oh, that's a Q post, right? Or that's a Q prompt or whatever, Q proof. But it did say saving Israel for last. Like, oh my gosh, Chaz, like what a because Israel wants us to go bomb Iran. That's without a shadow of a doubt, without question. Trump makes a threat. If there's an assassination attempt on my life, we're going to destroy, if I'm taken out, there's already orders to destroy Iran. And then they switch people. Because I had this out earlier. Would you not agree with me, Chaz, that Air Force One is probably the most well-maintained aircraft on the planet? Like every bolt, every nut, every, whatever. I don't even know what goes on planes, but every square inch of that plane, I would assume is inspected, if not daily, weekly. And you're telling me that they had a random electrical short, on the most well-maintained plane in the world? I just don't buy it. I don't buy that that's true, right? So I don't know, Chaz. You might have stumbled on it. Well, maybe you didn't stumble on it, but you might have stumbled onto the actual plan, right? That switch Trumps, wait and see who pulls the trigger because and
I'm
Davos.
telling you, that's what's happened. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
I think they know, or it's going to be manufactured. How about that? Everything we're seeing right now, believe it or not, has been manufactured. Why should this be any different? It's just going to be at a different level. It's going to be such a different, from a psychological standpoint, it's such a huge level. Am I wishing this? No, I'm not. Please, everybody like, oh, look, if y'all are listening, bad guys, good guys, whatever, you guys, I'm not wishing any harm on anything. But I am.
I'll go a step further, Chats. I think if President Trump gets assassinated, World War III starts right there. Like I think the whole world just implodes into a war. So the last thing I want, and you and I mean, because you brought this concept up before, and every time I'm like, oh no, that's bad, Chaz. The last thing you and I want is for something bad to happen to Trump.
That's right.
Because whether I agree with everything he's doing and saying, one, he is still my president.
Amen.
And I voted for him 3 times. And I support him. I just question, and I have the right to question because I'm an American citizen. Even though Pam Bondi got up on stage in Davos, and that's now in question, Chaz. If you post things that are anti-Semitic, basically saying that the extermination in Palestine is not not good, then police are showing up at the doorsteps, front doors of American citizens saying, hey, did you post this thing about Israel? Kind of talking bad about Israel. That's terrifying. The fact that Pam Bondi is getting up in front of the Davos people, introduced by her Jewish friend, who's also the lady that's in the White House all the time, that who gave $230 million to Trump, but saying that, bragging about how they've sued all these colleges that allowed pro-Palestinian protests to take place on campus. And somehow that's anti-Semitic if you're marching in belief of another group of people that are not Jewish. Nobody was harmed, to my knowledge, in those campuses. At those campuses, were Jewish people harmed? Yes, but not in those instances. But those campuses are being sued by our government using our tax dollars, sued for hundreds of millions of dollars each for anti-Semitic, because they allowed a pro-Palestinian whatever to go on there, right? Like it's just crazy world. But I don't want anything bad to happen to Trump, because I firmly believe if something bad happens to Trump, we are in a really, really bad place, right? So I don't know how you can misconstrue that for me or Chaz, but both of us are in agreement. I'm speaking for those, but neither one of us want anything bad to happen to Trump. What Chaz laid out, to me, makes absolute sense. Just like JFK Sr. supposedly put a body double in, let somebody take the shot. Trump comes out and says, oh, we got him. But who knows?
Yeah. And last thing, and they turned off the transponder completely off of Air Force One. It's gone. When it landed, they turned it off. It's gone. Just let you know. Appreciate you, brother, as always. Hey, we always tell them, put up or shut up, right? Have a good night.
All right, buddy.
Bye. Another one in the box, folks. Appreciate everyone tuning in, as you always do. God bless the Republic of the United States of America, and God bless you, patriots. Without you folks, there is no America or world, for that matter. Folks, here it is. 30 cents a day keeps the propaganda away, okay? Join.patriotshoot.com right now. You get full access to what is really going on behind the curtain. Awesome patriots that are already involved, and we have so many others that are joining. Stop being lied to. Start understanding what is happening in our world so you can protect yourself as well as your family. We'll see you guys tonight. Take care. God bless. Hi there, I'm Chaz Carter. Welcome to Patriot Shoot. If you're looking for a censorship-free platform where you can freely express your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals, then you're in the right place. At Patriot Shoot, we offer more than just a membership. For just $8.99 per month, we provide you with daily intel, weekly giveaways, and access to our exclusive voice chat platform called Patriot Talk, where we have somewhere between 200 to 400 active members just on that alone, discussing a wide range of topics every single day. You'll gain access to our state groups where you can connect with members in your state at a grassroots level. Our community is all about open dialogue and sharing valuable information without the fear of being silenced. Whether it's discussing current events, giving advice, or personal matters, or simply connecting with others on Patriot Shoot, it is the place to be. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. Experience the freedom of speech and just fill out the form below and get started. We cannot wait to have you here with us, and welcome aboard.